Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dynamate channel. I'm Chipper.
I'm Romina.
And I'm Dan.
Today, we are closing up the first half of the first season of Sakamoto Days, episodes 10 and 11. We made it.
Yeah.
And the first,
Felt like this season, I felt like the season was short, wasn't it?
well, it's not really the full season. They're going to do the second half in start in July. So this is the first half of the first season, and then they're going to do I think 11 more episodes in July. So we'll be there. We'll be here for that as well. I think that in episode 10 we went to Bathhouse Rough House. Is that the name of it?
Yes.
Yeah. You want to talk about Yutaro?
Yes. So the family goes to the bathhouse and Shin's like, wait, why must we go? Like, what's the reason? And then Sakamoto, of course, has like a very good reason that you need to be, in order to be prepared to fight at your fullest, you have to also be fully rested. So that is the mission that they have. And of course, he has a shirt too. Do you remember what his shirt said? I think it'd be so cute to have those shirts.
I remember one time he had one that was country and it was lined out. The other one was tired. Tired, I think was
Tired
this episode,
was
yeah.
the shirt.
Yeah.
I'm loving his shirts.
So, and then we go to this bathhouse, and obviously this is kind of a, like a filler episode or something, but it at least is bringing up some family, like team building, reinforcing the values of the family, of the team, and also just showing how strong Taro is, because
And
like
peaceful.
and that's a good point too. Because Sheen was freaking out and getting blasted like through like all sides of the bathhouse, and then Taro was just like kimochi, it's like kanbeki da. Like, he's just like really refreshed and just like you would experience at a bathhouse, while Sheen didn't seem to be having such a relaxing time.
Well, it also kind of shows, Sakamoto's like a huge figure, especially in that realm, the assassin realm. But he's also a person that has to like go to places.
Yeah.
And his interaction with the staff member at the bathhouse, who's like, oh, wait, this guy looks familiar. What's going on? He's like, 1 billion yen. And then that's where he starts trying to attack him.
Yep.
And, Sakamoto did not give any indication that he noticed anything was happening. And every time something was thrown at him, he's like, oh, that's not cold enough. Or, ooh, that feels good.
Like, I wonder, does he have to do that to maybe help boost everybody else's morale? Like, just, I'm going to be the straight-laced guy no matter what. I'm not going to show that even if I might be scared, I can't show any emotion to that. I'll
That's
go
a good
in
point.
wholeheartedly to any battle to protect my family.
That's a good point.
Also with that, it's also like maybe even his own mentality. Like, how strong, for you to be that physically strong, how strong do you have to be mentally in order to push your body beyond the limits of what normal people can do anyway? So you push yourself because you believe in that, right?
Yeah.
And then he also kind of establishes that expectation or ambition that his team could get to.
It goes well to the old saying, if you're already prepared, you don't have to get prepared, you know?
Yeah. And so they have that experience. Sakamoto literally has to carry Sheen out of the bathhouse. But all's well that ends well. Then we have whatever their version of commercial break is, and then we come back to the real world, to the meat and potatoes of the show. They're sitting at Gifto, which is quite clearly Gusto, right? Which, again, out of the family restaurants, I think is my favorite of the family restaurants.
Oh man, and
Definitely kid friendly. Food is amazing.
Everybody's favorite family.
Japan is not a big place on giving refills, but you get refills at Gust.
And at the family
And the
all the
fruit
family
juice.
restaurants. Yeah. Everybody's favorite family restaurants in Japan. What is yours?
Well, you said Gust, and I don't know if you've been to one of my favorites is Steak Gust.
Oh yes,
Yeah. It's like a little
more bougie. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Damn be bougie.
Romina?
That's my favorite.
Gusto.
Mainly because I think it's very kid friendly, and obviously have a little daughter, and she loves seeing the we love seeing the robots.
Yeah.
Not just her.
I also felt so seen when he ordered the melon soda. I was like, oh, okay, it's
yeah,
not for me.
yeah.
Right there. I
You
was
gotta
like,
get the
okay,
melon
that was-
soda,
yeah.
man.
Yeah. I will say, I really like Gusto too, but there was a time probably 15 years ago where
Don't say it like that.
Caesarea, it was 2010. It
Ooh.
was literally 15 years ago, where I was at Caesarea almost like every day.
Mm-hmm.
And so that place has a special place in my heart. But
Take notes
Gusto-
of these places, guys, if you've never been to Japan.
Yeah,
They're
I mean,
amazing.
it's not going to be like a Japanese experience. You're not. It's not
Yeah.
the great sushi.
We could do
or the-
videos when we go next month.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we'll do one of Gusto, and then I'll
So
order
good.
the melon soda.
Minus me.
Yeah, Dan's here
Well, he'll
operating
go
the
at some
studio
point
here.
too.
Yeah, I think I think Gusto is my favorite. Anyway, they're there at Gifto is what they're calling it here, right? And they're approached by another member of the.
The triad
I was
group.
about to say the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah.
I
That's
keep
what I
every time
thought
we say
when-
Wu Tang, I think Wu Tang Clan.
That's what I thought.
Nothing
you
to
know.
fuck with.
Yeah.
But they so yeah, what do y'all think about Wu-Tang?
I really think he looks like the character from Dragon Ball. With the braid.
Yamcha?
No. The doing the kung fu in the tournament. Come on.
Who
Tessie.
you? Yeah, Tesla.
Yeah.
Yeah, putting me on the spot. I'm trying to think who you're talking about.
What's his name?
I don't know, but you remind
Yeah.
you of him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to look it up now. But yeah.
The
Well, Wu Tang talks about. He sounds really serious at first, then you learn just how cute he is. But he talks about how with Lou's parents passing, it left a significant void in the clan. And she says, "Well, I don't care who takes over. That's not my fight to win." And then I'm like, why is he calling her mistress?
Yeah.
You know, I'm wondering like what is going on there. And then you learn about the past of how Wu Tang was basically obsessed with her and following her her whole life.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and I think mistress in that term is really just like the heir. It's like her. Her being the heir. It's not like a romantic thing. But although that is also maybe there as well. It's hard to see with him sometimes how much of it is respect and how much of it is because he
does like her, but not like to the point to
in love with her or something. Yeah, because he's just kind of etchy as a person too, right? Like so I don't know, but
but really protective of her.
we go into that. He's ready to battle. Sakamoto takes the high road and says, "No, we're not going to do that."
But he offered, right? So the offer is, if I win,
Yeah,
I take
the
her.
battle for Lou. Yeah,
If not, I'll tell you who has the bounty over your head.
yeah. And they weren't biting, and Sheen was like,
It was Lou.
"No." Sheen said, "No, we're not going to do that. We're going to we'll find that information on ourselves." And Sakamoto was like, "Yeah, they were good." Until Lou said,
Right.
"No, they're gonna let's do it."
Let's get that information.
Yeah, I believe in the Sakamoto family principles, and they're gonna prevail. And then we were like, "Oh, okay, what kind of fight is this gonna be? Is it gonna be like a 1-on-1 or like a tournament or like? Oh no, it's gambling."
Casino.
Yeah.
Well, and the preparation needed for the casino. So they go like, all right, here are your dressing rooms.
Yeah.
Here are the dressing rooms for the guys. That looks like a
Oh wow.
a beat up
Right?
shack.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and here you go. It's like a cute little dressing room that you have ready for her.
Yeah.
I was like, look at this cardboard box they threw together for the men's dressing room.
Yeah. They reluctantly agree then after Lou's behest, which sets the stage for this unconventional battle.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And which leads us into the finale here, where they actually are gambling. We see how smart Wu-Tang can be. I'm saying Wu-Tang, it's really Wu-Tang, I guess, in Japanese. But like, and then we get a little bit of his backstory about how a lot of the other members of the organization are really strong, and he's like the only one that was using his smarts to increase in ranks within the family.
And how Lou believed in him from that really young age.
Oh,
And
that's
that's
true.
what
Oh, yeah,
really
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of allowed him to continue, but also to really respect her.
Got to see some of her training too, growing up.
Right. And then so we after a few different rounds of play, we get to the old maid section of the battle.
The Baba again.
And yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think who got Sheen got
He got put out kind of.
quickly.
Quickly.
Yeah.
What happened?
What happened was it Wutan?
Yeah.
Hit him with the mind, like all the
Mhm.
calculations and all of this stuff, and he just couldn't handle it. He got system
Short
overload.
circuited.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's right. It overloaded his brain. Sakamoto cheated
Mm,
and got away with it,
Mhm.
except
Yeah.
they noticed. And he was like, if you do it again, then
mhm.
You're out.
you're out.
When he was trying to pull the right
Actually
card.
taking the card.
Yeah.
Well, the first time was exactly. And then it ended up happening again, right? When he like held onto the card
And he
for
was
the
so
victory.
strong. Did you see him put his feet up there? And, he's trying to-
Pull it out of and
and he couldn't get it. Sakamoto let it go.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yep. So yeah, then he ends up with the Joker, Sakamoto. They end up with Lou, and then somehow Utang also ends up working at the store,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Well, I felt bad for him because it reminded me of what happened in the beginning when they showed
And he
everyone
said-
was kind of against him.
Yeah. And he said some sad, like the saddest thing. I was like, he was like talking about not being able to, that Sakamoto is probably better at protecting Lou than him.
And he,
I was like,
yes.
Yeah. Which kind of closes that arc. And then it's like, okay, so what are we going to do here to give us a nice cliffhanger into the second half of season 1? And we get that
Oh, yeah, we do.
when it was
I forgot their names.
well, because Utam was talking about
Slur.
he had to give the information. He had to
Yes.
disclose the information that he had since Sakamoto won. He had no real information that was going to be helpful to them until he mentions that there were 4 assassins that escaped. It looks like Slur got them out. Those are, I wrote them down here: Dump, Saw, Apart, and Minimalist are the names of the assassins. I always forget the names of the
Did
assassins.
they
Oh, yeah.
say where they were from?
No, but you could tell.
No.
Okay.
You could tell. You could tell that the American was the
Yeah.
blonde guy that was talking about. What was he talking? It's something about Japan. He was like, "Oh,"
Every,
or that was the Chinese guy.
yeah, and then I know the guy that was really strong. I think he just kept talking about like the sizes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like how everything in Japan is so small,
Small.
which is true though.
it is. It is.
I mean,
especially.
appropriate portion sizes.
Little yogurt like that.
Yeah, Dan has the scars on the top of his head to prove that it's not really made for tall people.
Yeah, I would have to get if I had a house in Japan, I would have to definitely get it made.
Custom, like some kind of
Customized.
custom. How many times do you think over the course of just visiting there or living there, like if you hit your head on an awning or on the
Oh man, like
dozens?
more than that. And you would think I would learn or like I would know the next time to, be a little bit more careful, maybe even get a helmet.
Yeah. He would have
That's why he
remembered.
has the hat.
He
Yeah,
would've-
I had a slight concussion one time.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say you would have remembered the amount of times that you did if it wasn't for the concussions caused by how many times you hit your head.
And now I'm
on.
afraid I'm gonna have like CTE or something in my later years.
Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. So let's get this information out while you can.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so that's kind of the preview into the next section of season 1. You see kind of how they are, like how they murder people, and yeah.
Well, this is also I noticed this about Sakamoto Days. They'll do a build up like this, and then here comes the next season, and it's like Sakamoto makes those guys look like they weren't training.
Well, that's another thing. We haven't seen Sakamoto at his full potential. So we're kind of in a one punch man situation where he is still really OP compared to everybody else. Yeah. Romina, anything you want to add?
I mean, it's hard. There are so many characters in this world. We're gonna learn more. No, I don't really have anything. else to
Mercenary
add.
Tao. Dan just fact checked himself. It's Mercenary Tao
Yes.
from Dragon Ball.
Yeah, Dragon Ball.
Okay, that was way at the beginning. I'm glad we got that fact check before we got off the air here. But
But actually thinking about Dragon Ball too, what Dan brought up again of every time these new characters come in, they look really strong, really scary. I'm like, oh no, how's this fight gonna go? And then, like you said, he kind of like obliterates them.
But they have to have a way to close out the first half of the season, right? So oh yeah, let's build it up. I'm sure they're strong. Yeah.
strong.
The way
I'm
the guy
sure.
folded up that table, I was like, oh yeah, just
But-
balls up everything, even the bodies.
But what I'm thinking, like for Dragon Ball, is that idea that he is always ready. He may not look ready because he's overweight and really doesn't look like he's training, but he really is making sure to always be ready, just like Goku is always training.
I'm wondering if we're gonna find out later that Sakamoto, his real form is the fit form, and then his fake form, just the lucky,
Yeah.
his jolly-go-lucky form is him being overweight, but he can control it.
Mm-hmm.
But like y'all said, a lot of these devices that they're using for the characters go back. They're standing on the shoulders of giants. So even when Toriyama is not here anymore, he's still
Still hurts.
he's still there.
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. On that note, we'll see y'all for episode 12 in July.
Oh my goodness.
In the
Got some
meantime,
time.
Dan's finished with the Jukyu, the level 10 of on his kanji videos. He's in level 9 now. Romina and I are working on One Piece every week. Dan is on episode.
Where are you at, Dan?
I think it was like 743 or 6 or something like that.
Getting
So
there.
hopefully he'll join us eventually for those as well. I do Pokemon Days on Monday, so be sure to check that out as well. In the meantime, y'all have a great day. Y'all have a great weekend, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.